Welcome back to the second episode of Smooch Spill. In today's episode, we are talking fashion, beauty, girly chats, cringy stories, being walked in on by your parents with the one and only Chloe Walsh, who is a content creator based in Limerick. So make sure to keep on listening because these secrets are actually, I think, the best we've gotten sent in so far. And also remember, if you would like your secret to be featured, to pop it into one of our question boxes for the next episode. Welcome back to our second episode of Smooch and Spill. I am here today with Chloe Walsh, who is a fashion, beauty and lifestyle content creator. And we are going to be talking about some secrets that got sent into her Instagram. We were literally just saying that the girls who sent in stories literally went all out. There was no shame. So we got some really good ones. I actually haven't even looked at them properly yet.
To glance at them now, but it was difficult not to, but they look absolutely gas.
Yeah. They look really good. So we can't wait to look through them and kind of react to them. And we might even share some of our own secrets. But before we get into that, I'm going to ask Chloe to introduce herself and we'll find out a little bit more about this Limerick beauty.
Hello, girls. My name is Chloe Walsh. Myself and Shauna have known each other. How long now? 2 or 3 years? Was it 2 years. It was Chloe's event that we first met, wasn't it? But we've been following each other, I think, prior. But I'm Limerick girl. I am 24 in June, unfortunately. And I have been on social media for, I'd say, 4 or 5 years now. My job is more kind of based around social media as well. So literally it's social media at home for myself. And then I also work in Donna Karen up in Kildare. So I do their social media and marketing up there 3 days a week. Absolutely love it. So I'm always social media orientated. And yeah, that's kind of me.
Yeah, it'll be fab now to get events back in action when Corona decides to leave us alone. But how did you find lockdown? You were studying for a while, weren't you? And then obviously making content and stuff.
Yeah, no, it was grand because I suppose with college, I was doing my master's in UL. I just finished that there last year. So that kind of kept me really busy. And when you're in college, that's kind of your main focus anyway to pass. So I didn't really, obviously we knew it was there and we were aware, but I was so in my assignments and talking with the girls over presentations and things that for the most, I'd say the first couple of months, I had completely forgotten because we couldn't go out anyway because we had so much to do. And then it was kind of summer where it was kind of oh my God, how am I not on a holiday? And then it came to Christmas and I was kind of okay, I'm kind of sick of this now. Let's just see ya later. And now we're still here, 2021, but look, we're getting through it. And my job is all about content creation anyway, so it didn't affect me too much. I was still able to do my job, which I'm very, very lucky, and I was still able to do college then, and myself and my friends made the most of it, and my partner as well. We do our Zoom calls, our little Zoom dates and all of those things, so you have to make the best always out of a bad situation, you know?
Yeah, definitely. That's interesting that you mentioned Zoom dates and Zoom quizzes and stuff. Did you come up with any game yourself, or were you using websites and stuff? I feel a lot of people got very creative.
No, not really. For myself and my boyfriend, we didn't, I think we went, was it 3 months or something like that? It was just crazy. I was literally oh my God, how are we going to do it? But it was actually fine. We had little Zoom dates, every second night. So we'd have, I think we had a couple of nights we had our dinner at the same time. So it was nearly we talk about our days, in that kind of way. And then we would have watched a movie. So there's this, is it called Netflix Party? And we would have watched the movie together. So it was really, really good. And I would have sent him stuff and whatever, just pure cringy stuff. And we did that. And then it was grand. And then my friends, then we would have done quizzes and they were absolutely gas. It would just be real, embarrassing pictures of us when we were teeny boppers or whatever. And you have to pick which one was the, our baby pictures or whatever. So it was great. We really did make the most of it,
Oh, I like that idea. That's very cute because we played Dipsomania one night, the drinking game, the board game, and we had great fun doing that. But I like the baby pictures one. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and it was literally so far off who you thought it was. It's instant glow up for us all.
I love that. And obviously now you're kind of doing, well, like you said, you're doing content creation full time now since graduating. So a bit for yourself and a bit in Kildare Village. That's amazing. What do you think is your favorite part of being content creator and your least favorite part?
My least favorite part obviously would be the most common one, and that would be like, I suppose, the pressure of having to like be on your game all the time, look great all the time. But then, do you know what? Now that I say that, to be honest, I actually am very much an open book, and I'll come on looking crap, and I'll also come on looking like full dolled face of makeup. But there is that pressure of like, I feel I kind of put myself down if I don't get the engagement I want, say, on something that I worked really hard on, and I'll put myself down for that. And I don't know why. I suppose it is just the pressure of like the views and the likes and things like that. But then I have to take a step back and be like, I really love and enjoy doing this. So why does it matter about the likes and the views? At the end of the day, the way I've always kind of seen it is, if my video gets 30 views or 30,000 views, that's still 30 people in a room that are looking at you and wanting to know what you have to say, like what your tips and everything. So like, that's the way I always see it. So 100 views, 100,000 views, it doesn't matter. That's still 100 people looking at you. And the positive atmosphere about it is that like you kind of have this little positive, amazing group of girls that are in my DMs all the time, and I have never met them in person, and I literally feel like they are my friends. Like the positive comments, the boost that they give, like I could be having such a bad day and I could get the most beautiful message from some of the girls, and they'd be literally like, oh my god, that like you literally made my day, you really uplifted my day. And then her uplifted day is my uplifted day, and it's just a bunch of positivity. So their 10 positive comments will completely outweigh that negative like comment or thought then from. So it is like, there's way more positives that outweigh the negatives of social media.
I definitely agree. And it's so funny as well that you said about sometimes you're like, oh, my video did so bad, only 100 people saw it, or only 1,000 people saw it. And you're like, if you put that in a room, you'd pass away. You'd be like, oh my
100 people wanting to know what you have to say. That's why I always say, like, there's a few girls who might be starting off in like what the environment we're in at the moment, and of influencing and social media, and say they're like, oh, I'm only getting like 1,000 views on my thing. And I'm like, girl, like you have 1,000 people looking at you, like put them in a room. And like she was like, oh my god, yeah. So that's always how I look at things, like always. Like, so never be disheartened if you're a smaller influencer with a couple hundred, couple thousand, and you feel like you're getting nowhere. Like keep going, like, because it will. And it is just that one post or that one video that will really like go. I just think Instagram, like it just picks that one video and it goes viral.
I actually saw this website before, and it shows you what different numbers look like. So it's like shows you like 50 people in a room, 100 people in a room, 1,000 people in a room, 30,000 people in a room, and it definitely opens your eyes to it. And that's the way I think about it now, because even when I did my event and there was like 100 people there, I was like, oh my god, 100 people is a lot of eyes. That's 200 eyes. So like, you know, when you then put up a picture and you're like, oh, no one saw it, or no one like liked it or whatever, and you're like, what they did. Like, so I think it's really important as well to be like, and I was kind of talking about this with Katie as well, to like make content for the people who were there to see it and the people who enjoy it, rather than constantly being like trying to do better to like prove people wrong or to keep people from unfollowing and stuff. It's way more important to just, I suppose, focus on the people who are there who want to like engage with you. Do you have any news, any like collaborations coming up, anything exciting in the works?
There's always lovely, exciting things in the works that we can't talk about. But there's loads, and there's really, really good opportunities that are coming my way, that have come my way, and always, always grateful for all the brands these big brands who want to work with like small people like me. It's just like, you really do appreciate it, don't you? I'm sure you know yourself, you're literally like, you might get an email and you're like, was this for me? Was this meant for me? Do you know, like, it is great, and it's really humbling to know like that these brands have actually come across your feed, have actually gone on your feed, and they're like, oh, we want to work with this girl. And it just boosts you. It really is what drives you to keep going, do you know?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I always think that as well. Like, if I'm having like a day and I'm like, oh, and I just don't feel motivated, I don't feel this, I don't feel that, and then you think about like literally, like you said, you log into your emails and you're like, how did this person or this brand decide
Find
to
me.
like, to pick me and find me, and like, wow, it's so cool. But other than that, so I think we've gotten to know you pretty well. Well, okay, last question. Do you think you prefer like the kind of girl talk aspect of your page, or like the fashion and beauty, or could you not decide?
Oh, I couldn't pick. I couldn't decide because like I love my fashion and beauty, and I love to get dressed up and go out, and my shoes are my sanctuary, like so the fashion, but I also love my girly chats. And actually no, okay, girly chats win. I love the girls in my DMs, like literally even just the stories that they would tell me that they might even put in the box, they'd be just like, here, listen to this. And I literally cannot wait for lockdown to finish, because I feel like I'm going to be meeting up with so many girls, and I feel like I'm going to have a tribe. We're going to have a tribe going on, like.
Oh, I love that. That's literally how I felt as well at my event. Like there was people who came from like Donegal and like the Midlands and like Northern Ireland and Dublin and everything to like come to my event. And I'm like, oh, it's just the best feeling
Blush
ever.
babies unite.
Yes, Blush Babies Unite. So I think we get into the secrets anyway. So just for anyone who is new to the podcast, we'll just give a little background on it. So Smooch and Spill is a podcast, Smooch's podcast hosted by me. And we are getting loads of our favorite like Irish guests, content creators, and all that jazz on to chat with us, introduce themselves, and react to some of our audience's stories that they've sent in anonymously. So, like I said, Chloe, you got some incredible entries, I hear. So I'm actually going to leave you go first since you're our guest. So pick whatever one you want, and we can get straight into it.
Smooch ice cream is available in 180 stores nationwide. You can find your local Smooch by visiting www.mysmooch.ie.
Okay. So our first one is, it was 3 a.m. and I was drunk and craving Chinese. No answer to all my phone calls, so I left it. I woke up the next morning and realized I had called my boss 8 times. I was called into his office the next day and he handed me a Chinese brochure. I'm lucky he had a sense of humor. I don't know what boss she had, but all the bosses I've had throughout the years, I honestly do not think they would find that funny, getting a call 8 times at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Even though I remember one time, you know, the way when you go into your contacts, there's like different ones, like on top of like when you go to your contacts and it's like alphabetical order. And I had like DHL above dad, and I like texted DHL being like, collect me from the foundation instead of from the fountain. And I was like, oh my god, the next time he comes to deliver me a parcel, it's going to be very awkward. I was so drunk that I drunk called my dad thinking it was a taxi. I gave him the directions the whole way home and even paid him.
Oh my gosh. God, Shauna, no, she didn't. I can't, like, I'm a pioneer, like, so honestly have no idea, but I really do think, I was even talking to my boyfriend about this the other night. I honestly think I would be the worst drunk ever. I feel like I'd be an absolute nut job. I'd say I always say to the girls, like, if I even smelt vodka, I'd say I'd be on the floor. I'd say I'd hit the floor. I haven't ever drank, like, so it definitely would affect me so much at 24, like. And I kind of am like a mammy to the group as well. The girls, like, I literally kill them, like, and I like watch their limits. And I'm that girl that like takes that last drink off them that they don't need. But yeah, no, there was no like serious reason. It was literally just that I always want to be insane mind. And yeah, here I am, 24 and still not drunk. What type of drunk are you? I'm very intrigued. Are you the funny one? Are you the dancer? Are you the
I think it probably depends. It could be the dancer, the funny one, the one who takes too many pictures, the crier.
Me and my friends were so drunk one night, we walked to McDonald's drive-through and decided to pretend that we were cars. We made, I assume we're drunk here, girls, are we? Yeah, okay, they said they're drunk. Okay. We made all the noises, honked, and spoke through the speaker where you order your food and said, we're a sweet ride, huh?
That's brilliant.
did you see the picture that was going around? These two lads weren't drunk, but do you know the way with COVID and stuff that there was no like seating, or you couldn't go into McDonald's, so you'd have to go through the drive-thru. There were these two lads that went in do you know those like yellow and red cars when you were younger that you'd go around and play in? The two of them came up with those and ordered their McDonald's. Did you see that picture and video go viral?
No.
Oh my God, I'll send it to you after. It is absolutely hilarious.
My first kiss was in an actual bin. We were too scared to do it in public the first time. Like, what kind of bin? Like a skip or like a wheelie bin?
Where was your first kiss?
Oh, I actually don't know because I lied about it for so long. I had like a few made up situations in my head that I had to remember. Like, you know, when you go to Kerry on holidays and they're not on Instagram or Facebook, don't look them up because they don't exist, sort of a thing.
Oh, I'm weak. Yeah. Mine was so romantic. It was behind a couch. It was just, so romantic. I was literally like in 4th class, 5th class. Oh my God, what age are you in 4th and 5th class? Okay, moving on.
I was like 17, 18 then.
Where are you? Having your first kiss? No way.
Maybe not. No, that's probably a lie. I'm going to say 15, 16, 17. In and around. But yeah, oh my God, I remember there was this place, like we used to go to like Wilton Shopping Centre on Wednesdays after school, like on our half day, and there was like the library, and there was like this little piece of grass, and everyone used to go there for like their first kiss, and everyone would be like pushing you together and stuff, and you'd be there like whoa, 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 whoa. And everyone would just be like watching like this and taking pictures.
It reminds me of Irish college. Did you ever go to Irish college?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh, it's just the best time ever. Like literally the best time. It was the funniest thing ever. Like the amount of people that would hype you up, like it'd be like, okay, so just say that people was like, I don't know, like Joe and Sarah, and they'd be like, okay, so Joe and Sarah are gonna go like shift there, like behind the bathroom stall. Okay, so you keep an eye out for this camera, and I'll keep an eye out for that camera. And it was the funniest thing. It would be like a whole situation, like everybody'd be involved. Like they need to get this shift done, so we all need to work together as a team.
Oh yes, that's very funny. That rings a few bells of my childhood, all right, too, or teenage but like what? Thank God we weren't in. Were you in a mixed school?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't, and thank God I wasn't.
I suppose, like, I probably would have loved being in an all. Well, I say there was a lot of drama in the girls' school, was there?
Yeah, so much.
I'd kind of be like a bit, like I wouldn't be too keen on all the drama, but then again, like we had to, like, not that we had to, but me, like I'd always feel like I'd have to have my makeup done. I'd have to look nice and stuff. I never had the confidence to come in without makeup on, like into school ever. I don't think. Never, like the whole 6 years.
My school was really strict. Like we couldn't even wear like nail polish or anything, or like have earrings in, or it was really weird. But there was like 1 or 2 days that we could wear makeup. I can't even remember what it was for. Probably like a class photo or something. And I was still like, nah, I actually can't be arsed. That means I have to get out of bed 15 minutes earlier than usual. Like I used to roll out of bed. I remember especially in like 5th or 6th year, like with my hair in the same bun that I slept in and my pajamas underneath my uniform and everything. I used to just roll into bed. And also like in college I literally was like rock bottom, even worse than school. Like I literally a few times went to college in the clothes I slept in. Not even like because of a night out, just because I slept in.
No, I'm just so bad. Like even college I'd say was nearly worse. I felt like I had to look even nicer because there was like literally all different boys from everywhere around Limerick, and then there was all different girls, and I just felt like the girls judged me, the guys judged me, and I was like, I don't want to be called a catfish, so I'm going to come in looking A1. I got a period stain. Oh, I'm on mine now. Love that, girl. I got a period stain on my wedding dress. I cannot continue. What? Thank God it was only my close family that saw. I was so embarrassed. My mom told me to always have a backup dress go on, mom. So thank God I did, and I just changed into that. Sorry, if that happened to me on my wedding day, I would cancel.
If I even wake up and I'm on my period on my wedding day, it's being rescheduled. Like I'm not even getting out of the bed.
That poor girl, like, oh my God, could you imagine? And that was like even though she had a wedding dress, our backup, like that was her wedding dress. You know, like that was the one she was like, oh, this is the one. Like, and she had to change it to her. Oh, I'm gonna have 3 wedding dresses. I tell everybody 3. I have one for the church. And then when we get in, then I'll still be in my church dress, and I'm going to do my Father John dance, my first dance and all of that in my beautiful dress. Then I'm going to change in for our dinner, and I'm going to get like a white satin tight fitted dress kind of below the knee. And then for my dancing dress, I'm going to have, do you know, and they call the flapper style dresses from like the 60s, 70s, do you know, the Swarovski crystals?
Yes.
So I'm going to have that then for like my dancing dress, just to like have the crack. Because like who in God's name is going to be able to dance in this big, massive wedding dress? You'd be absolutely sweating. If you think about it, how you're like in a nightclub and we're literally in like a bodycon dress, how you would dance in a massive dress. So yeah, 3 dresses.
I love that you have like really different ones, like a ball gown one, kind of like a knee length one, and then like a mini one. That's very cool.
Yeah, no, I definitely would love the princessy dress now for my wedding, I'd say.
Yeah, I'll be the same. Like the bigger, the better. The poofier, the better. This one is interesting. My best friend and my boyfriend are really close. Sometimes I think it's nearly too close. Should I be worried or not? Dun, dun, dun.
You've clearly given her a reason to think that, I think, because there's loads of my friends whose boyfriends are all best friends and everybody's kind of friends in a circle or whatever, do you know, like, so I feel like they'd have to have given you that reason to put that in your head. They have done something that has made you uncomfortable. Like, it couldn't have just, you know, just because they're friends, like, or they could be best friends, like, you know, like you could have like people who are best friends, like my boyfriend has best friends who are girls, like they have to give you a reason, I think, to make you think that.
I feel like sometimes if you get too like agitated about that sort of stuff, it like annoys them. Like if they're like, I told you already, there's nothing going on. And if you're constantly like, is there though? And like overthinking, then they're going to be like, okay, just leave me alone. Did you ever see the TikToks and it's like, how soon after a breakup can I get with the person that I told him not to be worried about?
Have you seen the one where they there's like this song, I don't know how the song goes, but it's like to the boy I met in in 2016 or whatever, and then it could be some other girl's fella at the time, and it's like, oh my god, and they're trying to like call all these guys and girls out, say that they could have gotten with on a holiday, a lad's holiday or a girl's holiday. And so many girls are coming on being like, thanks so much to this girl for making me aware that my boyfriend got with you there back in 2016 in Marbella. And it's like, oh my god, like the carnage on TikTok.
I saw it. It's the I'll never forget you.
Yeah. And then it's the guy absolutely half cut in a nightclub. Like, it's like, oh, you are screwed. You are screwed.
I know. Even though I feel like even if you weren't together at the time, seeing your boyfriend being like that with someone else, like
100%. Yeah, you know, even if you weren't together, you'd be like, how dare you? I was coming into your future.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what, people are like, oh my god, how did my boyfriend have a girlfriend before he knew I existed? How rude.
We actually like we're each other's like first boyfriend and girlfriend, because we met when I was like 15, 16, like, so we're literally I've never had like a boyfriend except Andrew, like.
So you're lucky, neither of you have anything to worry about.
No, except for killing each other, except for murdering each other. If it comes up in the news and you're in Cork that local 24-year-old girl in Limerick kills her boyfriend, that's probably me, because we absolutely kill each other.
Really?
Oh, do you know we're that? No, not like physically, like more like with our words.
I know what you mean, but like, what kind of stuff would you fight over? Like, it just like stupid
like, we
stuff.
We just don't agree. If he's like McDonald's, I'm like Chipper. If he's like Supermax, I'm like Burger King. I'm like. And then I'm like, I could be so nice one night, and I could be like, okay, what do you want? And he'd be like, I don't know, what do you want? And I'd be like, maybe Chinese. And he'd be like, oh. And I'd be like, Supermax. Oh. I'm like, do you know what? Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Well, if food is the only thing that you're arguing over, I think you're okay.
I think we're good. Yeah. No, literally, we fight over just the stupidest things.
I feel like if I had a boyfriend, he'd just get so sick of me being like an Insta hun, and he'd be like, nay, but like, don't put me on your story, stop making me take pictures of you 100 times a day. And I'd just be like, Well, you don't fit the role. You don't fit the role. I go for the boy that wants nothing to do with me. That's my type. I'm like, hi, do you like me? Him. No, not really.
Oh
Okay,
God,
you're perfect. You will do the trick.
Let me latch onto you for a year while you don't love me.
Let me stalk you and you ruin my life and I'll just cry over it for a few years later. It's fine. This one looks good. I was at a house party one night when the guy I was getting with gave me the ick. You can never come back from the ick. He asked me to come upstairs to show me something he bought for me. When I got upstairs to the landing, I pretended to pass out and woke up to him putting a damp cloth over my head. Well, at least he came to her rescue.
That's so sweet.
Why did she pretend to pass out?
She's the ick, obviously. Like, he wasn't exactly gonna be like, here, look what I bought in the shop today. Like, she obviously had no interest, and clearly, was she drunk? Yeah, well, it's a night out, so I suppose she was. And then I bet you she was like, crap, and then just passed out. I am weak.
It's the dramatics for me.
That's so sweet of him, like, and her like waking up to putting a damn cloth over her head.
No, but at least we know he's husband material. Maybe that got rid of her ick.
But I feel like she should give it another shot.
I do too. I think that would redeem it for me anyway. Have you ever gotten the ick, or what are like icks for you?
I suppose like an ick would be for me would be like a guy who's like way too into himself. I don't like it, say if he was doing in the same career as me.
Yeah.
I'd hate that. I don't think I'd like it.
I actually don't really know what my icks are. To be honest, I don't know if that's an ick for me, what you described there, but actually I do know one ick. If someone has like no ambition or like drive, if they just kind of like want to do nothing, and I'm just like, because I always want to be doing something, like I'm either always like working or like wanting to like plan something or like meet up or go on an adventure or something. So like it doesn't even have to be like work ethic related, but if someone just like doesn't want to like go on adventures or do anything, if they're just like, I'll just stay here, or a guy that just picks the lads over you all of the time. Like I understand like having a nice balance is key, but like also if you're like, sorry, can't meet up with the lads, sorry, can't do this, I'm with the lads, it would be so nice to like have someone who's interested in your career. Like I definitely agree, I wouldn't be in a relationship with someone in the same career as me. I don't know why. I don't think that would work for me either, but I would definitely want someone who, even if they don't understand it fully, but like shows an interest, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I suppose from my point of view, why I wouldn't want a guy in the same field as me is because like social media can consume you and it can become like your whole life. So you need to have that person who grounds you and who like brings you back to reality and kind of makes you see what's real, what's important and things like that, you know, so that you don't get too consumed in your head. And that's the main reason why I would never have gone to a guy who was like big in social media, because if you're both like so consumed, I don't even think you'd have a relationship. You'd literally just have a relationship through social media, you know?
Yeah.
That's my opinion now. It might work for other couples, but just for me personally, I wouldn't work for me. Like,
here we go. This one's kind of similar to what we were just talking about. I loved posting cute pictures of myself on Instagram, and I used to get this random page always commenting mean things like ugly, ooh, delete. I later saw this TikTok hack of lost password trick that gives you the email username. It was the end. What? I think it was her best friend's email address that came up.
Oh my God, yeah. Have you seen that TikTok hack? And it's basically where you type in forgot password and the end of the email will come up.
Oh, it was the end of, I get, that makes sense. It was the end of the best friend's email.
What?
If I ever see an anonymous account following me, I block them before they even get a chance.
Oh my God, like imagine doing that. That is awful. And then like imagine the trauma of like losing a person that you thought was actually like your best friend and ended up being your worst troll.
Yeah.
That's
doesn't surprise me though. I feel like a lot of the time trolls are people that you know, or like people you went to like school with.
Me and one of the girls were in the bathroom one night, very drunk, and somehow managed to knock down the entire bathroom stall. All we could do was get out and run, left the broken bathroom behind us. Fun night.
I won't lie. Something very similar happened to me before. Like this was back when I was young and cool. Now I'm just like, I'll have one gin and then I'm hitting the road. I still managed to cry on the way home then.
Oh.
You'd be better off without the gat, Shauna.
Can you imagine the stories the taxi men have heard from everybody? Like,
oh, they should write a book. They should have a podcast. They literally should have a podcast.
There's one more that I really think we should say. It's really fucking funny. I just saw the end of it.
Go for it.
I was out one night, drunk and needing attention. Decided to send a risky pic to my ex. However, I didn't text my ex. I texted into my family group chat.
I would move to Mexico and change my name and delete my number and my surname.
Shauna, whatever about a risky text, a risky pic to my ex, a risky pic. She sent a risky pic into her family group chat. Like, I want answers. Like, did you figure this out straight away? Did you go to sleep and then wake up the next morning? Like,
I hope for everyone's sake in that group chat that she deleted it before anyone saw it.
But oh my god,
my dad would actually pull the scalp off my head. Oh, I'm gonna vomit. That's my worst nightmare, actually. That or someone walking in.
Yeah.
What's your worst nightmare?
That did actually happen. Andrew's mom actually did walk in on us one time, and I nearly died. She had a house, and it was like 3 stories. And the second story was her bedroom, and then the third story was his. And she texted Andrew. She walked in on us one time, but then just closed the door, and it was kind of like a funny thing. But I think it was more embarrassing because I wasn't going out with Andrew. Like, I was for a few years, but I was still, I don't know why. Okay, but I died. So she texted him, and she was like, lads, do you want to keep it down? I'm trying to watch, I don't know if she was in Coronation Street or something, but she was like, do you want to keep it down? I'm trying to watch Coronation Street. I nearly died.
No.
I nearly died. And the worst part was, like, it came in like 10 minutes ago. It came when we saw it, which means that no, I can't. So this had continued for 10 minutes, and we didn't even know that she was died. I died. I couldn't even face her the next morning at breakfast. I was literally like, okay, see you later, bye.
I wouldn't have even stayed over. I would have literally got in my car and drove home.
Oh no, worst ever. Like, there's probably nothing worse, I'd say.
I think that's probably the worst. That or the risky text or photo is even worse again. But sure, look, she obviously lived to tell the tale anyway.
She did.
But anyway, thank you so much for being involved. We loved having you on the podcast. Is there any final words you'd like to say?
Thank you so much, my love, for inviting me on the podcast. I've no doubt every single one of them are going to be great, and I'm super duper proud of you. And thanks so much to Smooch as well. And yeah, hopefully we can do this again soon because it was fun.
Yes. So thanks so much, guys, for tuning into the second episode of Smooch Spill with Chloe Walsh. Thanks a million again to everyone who sent in their stories, and we hope that you'll tune in for the next episode.